Welcome to Tech News Briefing. It's Friday, May 12th. I'm Zoe Thomas for the Wall Street Journal. Imagine you buy a product you see on social media, a beautiful piece of jewelry or a great kitchen tool, maybe the perfect shoe organizer. But when it arrives, it's not at all like the picture or product description. That's if it arrives at all. These kinds of scams are happening more and more. So much so that in March, the Federal Trade Commission asked major social media companies, including TikTok and Meta, to tell them how they vet the advertisers on their sites. Our family and tech columnist Julie Jargon has been talking to victims and looking into what's behind this kind of fraud. She joins me now. So Julie, can you walk us through how these scams work?
Yeah, a lot of the online scams that start on social media begin with an ad on, say, TikTok or Instagram, often for a product that is very low priced and promising that low price for a limited time. So people will try to order clothes or home goods, and often what they get is not what they ordered, if they get anything at all.
Can you tell me some examples of the people who've been affected by this?
Yeah, so we spoke with a woman who was scrolling through TikTok, and she saw an ad for some shoe organizing boxes.
You guys, I got scammed from TikTok ads so bad. Let me just show you guys.
They were these clear plastic containers that could be stacked, and she ordered them, but it took several weeks for them to arrive. And when her package finally came, there were no shoe boxes inside. The package just contained a large plastic bag. She wasn't the only one scammed by this ad. There were several other people that posted TikTok videos saying that they were scammed in the same way by the same ad.
So that was Jessica Longoria, whose video we played a bit of there. Was she able to get her money back or get the product that she actually wanted?
She was not able to reach the company that she purchased the so-called boxes from. She was able to get her money back because she charged it on her Apple Card. So she went to the credit card and they refunded her money. But a lot of times people, if they don't pay with credit card, they don't get their money back. I also spoke with a woman who was trying to buy a PlayStation on Facebook Marketplace, and she never got the PlayStation. And the mistake she made was she paid through Facebook Messenger, and she used MetaPay, which is Facebook's payment system, but the payment was tied to her debit card. And sometimes it can be difficult to get refunds for fraudulent items if you don't use a credit card and you only use a debit card.
Julie, usually when we're talking about, online scams, we're talking about older people being affected who maybe don't have as much knowledge about the technology or the signs of fraudsters. But this is different. These are younger adults who are being targeted. So what's happening here? Why are these younger people falling for these scams?
Well, some people I talked to mentioned that younger people are used to buying things online. It feels normal and comfortable to them. And so they do it a lot more often and they're more trusting. And so that can be part of the problem. And the fraudsters really, they go to the places where they know their victims are going to be. So for older adults, a lot of the scams begin over the phone. But if they're looking for younger people, they're going to where younger people are, which is social media.
How bad has the situation gotten?
The reported monetary losses, while on an individual level aren't that high, in aggregate, they've grown to more than $1.2 billion last year. And that is a huge increase from 2017, when the reported losses from these social media scams amounted to $42 million. So it's gotten to a sizable enough amount for the Federal Trade Commission to take notice. And the FTC recently issued orders to all of the major social media companies asking for information on how they vet the advertisers on their sites.
You mentioned that the individual losses from a lot of these scams are small. Are the fraudsters just trying to get a lot of people to fall for them to make money, or is there something else going on here?
There's usually a bigger picture going on where a lot of these amounts are fairly small, and they might mean a lot to an individual, but that's not really the whole play here. People who study online fraud say that these scammers are usually part of an organized criminal enterprise where they're really trying to steal data more so than making money from these small purchases. So the scammers will, get your credit card information and in turn quickly buy gift cards or cryptocurrency with it, or sell the credit card data and names and addresses on the dark web as a way to make money.
if somebody wants to make sure that they don't fall for one of these scams, but they do still shop online and shop via social media, is there a way they can protect themselves?
Yeah, there are a lot of ways that you can protect yourself. The number one thing is if a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. So maybe avoid that altogether. If you see, some really great price for a product that normally would cost a lot more, maybe raise the red flags about that. But the first thing really is, Google the company or the product. A lot of fraudulent products have already been reviewed by other people. On blogs, on other forums like Reddit. And so, just Google the name of the product and most likely you'll get a lot of hits. Another good practice is instead of tapping on an ad and purchasing directly through the ad on social media, open a new tab, go to the, advertiser's website, see if the website looks legitimate, see if they have a return policy and what that is, and see if there are multiple ways to contact a business.
All right, that's our family and tech columnist, Julie Jargon. And that's it for Tech News Briefing this week. TNB's producer is Julie Chang. We had production assistance from Jess Jupiter. Our supervising producer is Melanie Roy, and our executive producer is Chris Sinsley. I'm your host, Zoe Thomas. Thanks for listening, and have a great weekend.